everybody, welcome back to another episode of Playing It By Ear. Y'all, we starting off season 2 big. This is actually episode 13, but our first episode of season 2. And I want you all, before we get into anything, go ahead and like, share, comment, listen. You're going to want to be a part of this. It's going to be such a great show because I got a hometown legend, a trailblazer, entrepreneur. He's light years above us already in thought and everything else he's doing. So I want you all to give a big Playing It By Ear welcome to Mr. DJ Biggs, a.k.a. Dedric Booth.
Hey, man, appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you coming. Yeah.
Look, man, I've been wanting to get on here for a minute.
Oh, don't do that, man. Come on. Look, we have some great talent. And one of the unfortunate things about the show is can't get everybody on at once, but I promise you, we come around, y'all.
Right.
So man, tell me about yourself. What's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm DJ Biggs. I'm a DJ. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a sing composer. I'm a music producer. The list goes on and on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into all that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I always start off my show with a question, man. I like to ask everybody.
Okay.
Let's just say you somewhere and they don't know who you are.
Right.
And they ask, who is DJ Biggs? Who is Dedric? How would you answer that? Quick, just
someone that really loves music, not faking. I really love music. Yeah. I think about music 24 hours a day. Yeah. Basically that. Just it's a part of you. Yeah, it's a part of me. It's in my DNA.
Yeah, man. I follow each other on social media and stuff like that, and I see you get into some of the in-depth concert and which I think for the younger generation, I'll say it that way. It's important, man, that we know, like, why are we doing certain things musically, like culturally, like why are we doing, why the old OGs either do or don't rock with some of the young. It's not. Most times it's not even music. It's like concept. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit, man. But I want to ask you, kind of how you start. Like,
how I started is like everybody else. I started in church.
Church?
Yeah.
Hey.
Singing in church, and then that got me to being able to get in front of crowds and being able to get that shyness out of me. So after that, it was easy.
No, wait a minute, man. I ain't know nothing about you singing.
Yeah, I was singing in church, man, in the choir and everything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I sing hooks, Rodrick.
I know that.
Yeah, I sing hooks, so I have to have some type of singing background a little bit.
Now that's the start. So you start singing church. Where did that kind of lead you to? Like, when did you figure out I probably want to do this?
Wow. You know what? My cousin, and I know he's going to trip when I say this, my cousin, Reggie Thompson.
Okay.
What up, Reggie? He used to freestyle a lot. Okay. And, we would be sitting in front of the television, and he would just freestyle about stuff that was going on. So I thought that was just so crazy. So I used to mimic him a lot. Okay. So after that, that led to me, trying to do my own stuff and trying to find beats and people to record me and all this kind of stuff. But after a while, I kind of figured out I had to try to get into production. Okay. So I kind of went away from the rapping thing and went into the production side.
So you didn't want to be an artist per se?
No, I mean, I dibble and dabble, but, when you work with so many different artists, then you be like, okay, Dad, you ain't good enough. You ain't good enough.
Man, it's crazy. I want to ask you about this. You say that was there any moment in your like early youth, like you saw somebody and say, like outside of your cousin, like on TV, because we kind of came up in the early days
of hip hop.
We see it now.
Right.
But when, like, it's funny, and most people don't even know this younger generation, Will Smith was the first rap artist to win a Grammy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, that's big. That was big.
So before then, like the grind that was going into, did you like tap into somebody who kind of push you, or you wanted to mimic, or were you even to
everybody that was in Crush Groove?
I got you.
The Fat Boys, Run DMC. Once I saw Crush Groove, I know that's what I wanted to do.
It, man.
I knew that's what I wanted to do, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Def Jam.
Def Jam.
All that,
Def Jam, all that, the whole yard.
My students at school, I tell them, I always make this joke about the Fat Boys, and they be like, who's the Fat Boys?
Fat Boys was the stuff.
You remember Disorderlies, the movie they did? Man,
that was fire.
That was that. Mm-hmm. But that time was truly like pushing through music, and making it. Like now, I think we take it for granted because there's so much of it.
Most definitely.
But then, just kind of making that the pureness, the heart of it to develop that.
Well, the work ethic is not there.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put in the work. You have to challenge yourself and put in the work. If you're not going to put in the work, you might as well don't do it.
So let me ask you a question about that because, we see these conversations all the time. Do you think a part of that is due to the abundance of technology that we have?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
That's why I keep a MPC.
Yeah.
I keep an MPC because these softwares and these, they will make you lazy.
They will.
They will make you lazy. But I try to reach back and get some of the old school technology because whenever you try to figure out, I make my own. I go to a junkyard and make a kick or make a snare or make a hi-hat, just to make it hard on me. And then when you finish that product, you be like, okay, I made this out of a pencil and a cup. You know what I'm saying?
Right. One of my favorite producers, he do a lot of gospel, but he came up under like DJ Quick.
Okay.
And Warren Campbell.
Oh yeah. He fire. Yeah.
And he said something I just really didn't think about, but brought it to light. He said, man, back in the day, producers were known by their sounds.
Right.
Like, you had your MPC, but you had your sounds, like Timbaland versus West Coast, all that kind of stuff. Now, everybody got everything. That's why a lot of it sounds
the same. The same.
Yeah.
Because they use a lot of stock sounds and they're not doing any sound design. That's all I do is sound design.
Okay.
That's all I do is sound design.
That's
it's crazy that you mentioned DJ Quick. I just heard in an interview that Dre looks to DJ Quick for a lot of his sounds. Yeah. And I thought that was crazy. I thought Dre would, do some sound, but he said whenever he started a new project, he always get DJ Quick to send him a new sound kit.
And see, Dre is real to me. Dre is an ultimate producer.
Yeah, he's ultimate. He's a perfectionist.
Right. So and then we jumping way ahead, but one thing that makes to me a producer great is personnel, knowing who, just putting together. In today's time, we think the producer is doing everything. And that's not, what I'm saying?
No, that's not it.
Producers overseeing it, making sure
everything goes right.
Right. So,
see, it's a difference between a beat maker and a producer.
Right.
I mean, I tell people that all the time. Can't mention his name too much right now, but Puffy didn't play any instrument. He's considered one of the best producers ever.
Right. And it's crazy. Kanye, to me, is a producer.
He's a producer
who became an artist.
Right.
Like that was his way of just expressing himself.
Exactly.
But at heart, he's really a producer. Man, we done jumped all around, but we're gonna go back. We're gonna get all that. I want to talk about, man, your early childhood life, how did music form? One thing I'm noticing with a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people. The music education piece. Were you in the band? Did you do it? And see, I know so many
self-taught,
so many amazing musicians that are not products of a formal education. So let me ask you a question. I got a theory.
Okay, what's the theory?
I feel like, and this maybe is my personal testimony, but by the time I got conscious of what the band was, I was so far ahead of that. I didn't want to. I felt like I was going back. Right. Not understanding I probably should have, but anyway, do you think that's kind of
that happens.
So you get to 6th, 7th grade, most of the time that's when band kind of starts in middle school, but you can play by then,
right?
And I don't want to go play Mary Had a Little Lamb or take that. It feels like a regression to a certain extent.
It is a regression.
Yeah. So
a lot of the guys I came up producing with, I've surpassed them.
Yeah.
It just goes back to what I said before. It's all about work ethic. And I spend at least 5 hours a day just making beats.
See,
yeah,
that's dedication, man.
Yeah, I literally.
I think about
it. I have set it up where I'm gonna do at least 25 beats a week.
Okay. Yeah. And then, man, that muscle memory is got or at this point, are you searching for sounds, or you kind of know? When you got an idea?
Depends on. Being a sync composer, you have to do all types of music. You have to do gospel. Okay. I mean, I've even done polka.
Okay.
So you have
polka.
you have to do polka music. So you have to experiment with a whole lot of different sounds because you don't know what opportunities that publishing company is going to send you.
Right.
So you have to be ready to do just about anything.
Well, so let me ask you a question. I'm trying to connect early to what you just said. Were there any things that happened, high school, that early part that made you, that contribute to your versatility now? Because to do what you're doing, you got to have an open mind. I know some guys who only want to do gospel. Some guys who only want to do R&B.
I've never been that way. Okay. It was, my household on Saturday mornings, my mama was cleaning. She played everything.
Everything.
Yeah, she played everything. Gospel.
So that's a part of you.
That's a part of it. Yeah. You remember those big long things? You stick the record player in
inside speakers on this side.
Right.
Got it, man. We don't have them things.
No, you don't have that like that. Everything digital.
Yeah. But you have an appreciation for those things.
Right. I have a big appreciation.
Because people now, like records, vinyl is coming back.
Right.
And it's more of a collector's item thing instead of, I went to a concert, I think in Jackson. Anyway, artists had vinyl records.
Yeah. It's coming back.
For sale. And they was buying them. I was like, bet. But
I have over 5,000 records, albums.
That's a little bit more than a collection, man.
Yeah, I have over 5,000 records.
But you sample too, though.
I sample a lot.
Okay.
I sample so that makes sense. I take bits and pieces from everything.
I'm starting a collection. I probably got 20.
Yeah. Usually I buy, when I find someone, I buy their whole collection.
Yeah. Records, man. So so kind of high school, you went in the band. I'm sure you was musically involved or just developing. What happens after high school?
After high school?
Yeah.
Pretty much just. That's a good question. Pretty much just continue to try to make music, trying to find my way, putting out records here and there. I did a lot of production, traveling to, Atlanta, Knoxville, Memphis, just trying to hone skills. That's all.
Then were you able to connect with anybody?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of people.
Yeah. Because that's a thing, too, like trying to.
Collaborating.
Yeah. A lot of people don't, honestly, we don't connect a lot of times.
Right.
Like, and I get both sides of that. You can't connect with everybody. And then for somebody like you who has a strong work ethic, everybody don't want to do that. So you don't want to waste your time with that either.
No.
So,
and I can tell it on you.
Yeah.
I can tell just by listening to your music if you have a strong work ethic or do you really have a talent for it. And I will tell you. Because there's no sense of cheating the music. You can't cheat the music.
Yeah. A lot of people do though, man.
I'm not going to cheat the music. You can't.
So you're a purist.
Yeah, I'm a purist.
So man, I don't want. I'm gonna wrap this in some kind of way. But how do you like? What are your thoughts on music today? Because let me give you what I'm saying. I was watching something the other day. I say it this way. I was watching something the other day, and it was a AR or president something for a major company, but it was he was in England, that division, UK. Okay. And basically what he was saying is they're not even looking at artists unless they have a large social media following.
Right. It's all about popularity.
Right. So, used to, you had to have the talent.
Right.
You went through so many developmental processes. You went through AR, you had to learn how to talk to the media, you had to learn how to perform, you had to learn all this stuff. Now, you kind of, if you have a large following, you have, and for me, and I just say it for me, it's hard to work on the craft when you're focused on the social media. I'm horrible at the social media part because, like, if I go to record something, I don't even think about taking a picture till halfway through because my mind is on what I need to do.
Right.
So how do you feel about music in that space?
Well, I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. But it's just like you said, the essence of it is not there anymore. Everything is microwave. People don't make albums anymore. They just trying to get the next single.
Why
or the
you
next
think that,
TikTok. Because it's the music industry. The music industry is pushing that narrative.
So, I got a thought. and I read this, and they was talking about, people don't consume music. Well, they consume it, but they don't purchase it.
They don't purchase it anymore.
So the argument was, devil advocate was, a lot of that is because artists in the older days would make a good 2 singles,
right,
and fill the record up with a bunch of trash,
right.
So you were kind of forced to buy the whole record. Now you ain't gotta do that. You can buy a song. So do you think that's people don't make, like Beyonce make albums,
right?
Like major artists are still dropping
albums because they old school.
You
they
think
old school. Like you said, you kind of hit on it when you was talking about the A&R.
Yeah.
The A&R controlled it.
Right.
Control what you wore.
Yeah.
How you talk.
Yeah.
What music to put out. What beats you pick. What music you pick. The songwriters, all that. You don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So everything now is like, I'm gonna go in my bedroom and I'm gonna just throw something together and then I can put it out. I did a test not too long ago. I wanted to see how quick I could put out one song. I put out one song in one day.
Right.
I literally made the beat, wrote the lyrics, recorded it, put it on DSP, and it was out that day. The same day I did it. So when you going through that, you're not gonna get your best quality. You're not going to get the best quality. You're still going to get a whole lot of microwave food.
That's crazy, man. They said like 100,000 songs are being submitted to Spotify daily.
Yeah, daily. Yeah.
And I was having this conversation with an artist, like, you got to do something to separate yourself. I mean, when I'm saying, like, if you're just releasing good music, it's a good chance you're gonna be lost in the thick of everything that's going on. So
let me give you an example. Snoop Dogg put out. I mean, he did a lot of groundwork for that album. That album, it came out at number. Somebody can fact check me. I think it came out at number 9, and it only sold 39,000 copies the first week.
Wow.
And he did a lot of groundwork. Yeah. And by the time a week, 2 weeks in, it's gone. It only has a 2-week shelf life.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And because he was at some party or something where he was mad about getting paid, basically. Because, used to cut a record, you sell 50,000 copies, that's $10 a pop. The record company make 500,000, you get your cut of that.
Right.
Everybody, but now you can't really trace the money. Not like that.
Well, see, I don't put music on DSPs anymore.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I mean, if I, I use, I know we probably getting ahead. I don't want to get too far ahead. We
way off the, we playing it. We literally playing it by ear right
now. I think, me personally, that DSPs is the old model.
Yeah.
I think the new model is going to be blockchain, and that's getting into NFTs, putting stuff out that way instead of the old model of DSPs putting them up and then worrying about how I'm going to pay my light bill. If you're an independent artist, like AI, like I was telling your friend about AI. AI is the future. Yeah. AI is the future. But it depends on how you're going to use the AI.
Yeah.
The metaverse.
Yeah.
The metaverse, all that stuff is the future, so we can kind of get away from that microwave mentality and try to get back to some of the basics.
You said something, but it's kind of tough because y'all heard it here. I ain't gonna say it first, but you heard it here. DSPs are gonna be the old way.
It's gonna be the old way.
Even with that, knowing that, or even putting that out there, how long is it gonna take us to catch up to that? Because by the time most artists make the jump, it's gonna be
well, it's the same way with CDs.
Yeah,
when it went from CDs to DSPs, how long did it take?
Right, well, that's true.
It's gonna take a while because everybody's used to the old ways.
Yeah,
but I've been working on NFTs for 2 years now.
Yeah,
everything I make now, I make an NFT for it.
Okay,
I pay the gas charges and just go ahead and make it because I know it's coming.
Right.
Yep. It's just
being ahead of the game.
Yeah, you have to get ahead.
And listen, artists, be ahead. There are so many dynamics to music artistry. Not the music is a side of it. The business is a side of it. But even the thought process of the future is a part. And I got friends, man, that are old school. I'm just saying they old school. Right. And I be telling them, man, I'm not against old school. I'm not against new school.
No.
But
I do want to hear good music.
But even in that, common sense, we can't survive on what they did in the 70s.
No.
Like,
no.
I don't care how much you like it. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Beyonce covering Before I Let Go. I know a lot of people personally didn't like it. I get it. But from just my personal opinion, I would say even my professional opinion, her covering that song opened that song to a whole new audience of people.
True.
Like when you go to a kickback or whatever,
right?
That's what they playing.
Right.
They're not playing Frankie Beverly unless it's just all of us in there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the shelf life of that song has been extended just because of that. I get it, man. But and then on the same token of that, most people feel like that. Our favorite songs from our youth are also covers.
Right. Yeah, look at just about all of Luther Vandross songs was covers.
Like all of them. So like you got to be conscious of it's a difference between what you prefer and what's Well,
yeah, I mean, especially like me, like okay, my favorite music is actually not hip hop. Yeah. My favorite music is house.
Okay,
I love house and EDM. Yeah, I love house. If you listen to my music, it's house influence. Okay. It's EDM influence. So, you have to, and in fact, with me being a licensed composer, I'm exposed to other type of music. I'm pushed to do other type of music. And that's the same thing you have to do as a consumer. You have to do that. You have to open your mind up to other different types of music.
So there you go then, because most consumers are not.
No.
Like we're not.
No, they have I hate to say this, but they have a lower IQ when it comes to music, And like I said, I have 5,000 records, so I listen to all types.
So how we change that, man? Like how I mean, not from an artist standpoint, because just from a consumer, like I think what you said is true because you can see it even in the appreciation of it, like what you're like to be compensated. I say fairly, usually requires a good bit of negotiations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, so, we from the South, but when I was coming up, you had Yo MTV Raps. You had all these videos. So they would throw a house song or throw an R&B song in there. So it kind of made it. But now it's no music appreciation in schools. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have access to, DSPs like that. Everybody can't afford to pay, $12, $13 a month to listen to different types of music.
And I also think even with that, you're missing a whole generation.
Right.
Like, this young generation, they know, man. But like, just say,
and the younger generation really pushes music because the women, people don't notice, women buy more music than men.
I can believe that.
Women buy music, so a lot of times a lot of the music is catered toward the women.
I tell you this, man. It showed me. I made a playlist on. I ain't gonna say what platform it was, but I made the playlist because, like, at my home, I still have a CD player with speakers.
I do too.
So every now and then I like to just put some music on, no TV, just chill, do stuff.
I do the same thing.
I'm gonna make me a little playlist and I'm gonna burn it to a CD and pop it in when I.
What was all on it?
Man, it was just chill music.
Oh, just
chill music. Okay. Like nothing. There's times I like to just kind of chill. Right. So I want to be in that mind frame. But anyway, man, I went to make the burn the playlist. It would not let me do it.
Wow.
You can't burn that stuff that you're streaming.
No.
Only if you buy it.
Only if you buy it.
And I spent about an hour
trying to make that
playlist. I mean, you know how you go through. You like, nah, not that song. That song go through this.
Right.
I was like, man, so they really control. Let me ask you this. Jump back.
Okay.
You was talking about A&R at that point. We both know where the labels used to control all that. Labels, you get signed to a label sign you all this. What do you think the labels are doing now?
Losing money.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Cause I don't know.
That's where the 360 deal come from. They was losing so much money, so they had to come up with the 360 deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
But the word is a lot of these. I'm talking the major companies. I'm talking like I don't want to call names, but the major companies are in collaboration with the
DSP.
Yeah. So like their board, they're on the board.
Yeah, but they're not making the money that the DSP.
Oh, definitely not.
No, they're not making that. No, but Prince told us a long time ago.
He sure did.
Prince told us. He said
Michael Jackson did too.
Yeah, he said the record company is going to start losing money, and they're going to be a distant memory.
Yeah,
and it's happening. It's happening. They have innovated themselves out of a whole millions and billions of dollars.
But what does an artist fit in that?
Like I said,
because somebody's getting paid.
Yeah, somebody's getting paid. But like I said, that's the old model. You're not going to make any money off that old model. You have to look to the future. You have to, it might take you. It's some artists that put out a vinyl.
Right.
They might put out a CD.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can tell personal testimony, man. People will and I believe in this. You need to identify your audience.
Right.
And I think there are certain portion of your audience that will spend money with you, regardless of what that is.
Right, and that's the bonus of social media.
Right,
you can kind of figure out what your audience is whenever you put out music.
Man, so I see. Do you think everybody on tour now? I think that's the reason.
That's why, because they're not making any money. They're not making
money. On tour, man.
They put out it's a cycle.
Yeah.
I'm just to take Beyonce for instance. She came out with Cowboy Collar last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year? Okay. She went on tour first.
Yeah.
She put out Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
Then she did the groundwork for it. Now she's finna get ready to go on tour for it. And then it's going to be all over. She's going to start that cycle all over.
But, Beyonce to me, and I could be wrong, she's a little above.
Oh, yeah, she above everybody
because
else.
she's doing she did was it last year did Super Bowl? She did something big.
Yeah, she did something big.
But she's taking, she did the Netflix thing, but she's getting rights to that performance and then making it a movie or making it a Netflix special or something like that. So
she has a team.
Yeah, so she's a little bit above.
Her and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they didn't figure the game out. And I'm going to tell you somebody else that you need to really look out for is Doechii.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Doechii is going to be around for a long time. Yeah, because she can do it all. She can dance, she can sing, she can rap, and she has a good live performance.
Right. I ran across her Tiny Desk, and I was like,
yeah, it was fire.
Yeah,
her Tiny Desk was fire.
That's jumping around. That's a platform. Like one of my thoughts for this show is not just locally, but anybody. Like, man, sometimes we need a platform to just say our piece or explain or give context. So you have places like Tiny Desk that everybody literally kind of want to come through.
Right.
Because I know the guy who's, I think he's a producer, he's from, he either went to Jackson State or he's from Jackson, one or two.
Okay.
But he said, man, I want to get a Beyonce here. I want to get, because they had Taylor Swift a couple of years ago. She's gotten bigger since then, but
where they have her at? Where they house her at? In
Jackson? No, on Tiny Desk.
Oh, in Tiny Desk.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm just saying that. Yeah, but
that would get views.
Usher, how he did his, like Maxwell, how he did his. Right. Maxwell was
he killed it.
Yeah. Not too short. Scarface,
he killed it.
Yeah, so we need those platforms as artists, man, that because those shows will run your streams up.
It will.
You know what I'm saying?
It will. And it'll widen your fan base.
Right. So I don't know, man. We need voices, people like you who can speak to it and give context, because we do have talent. You just don't have. I feel like our area, man, we got some talented people.
Very.
We just don't.
Very talented.
We don't do some other things to really, kind of put ourselves in a place where we can make some moves. So,
right.
Man, I'm gonna skip we done went through school. What's your creative process, man? When you making beats, because you're a DJ, you're a producer, you're an artist.
Yeah.
You sing, so what's your creative process, man? When you in that thing?
Like I said, I make beats all the time, so that's now coming up with a concept. That's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah,
coming up with a concept that you think that's gonna spin, because I intentionally try to do things different from everybody else,
right.
Doing it. I'm not the best writer. Now I can spit, but I'm not the best writer, so it might take me, my process of the writing probably take a little bit longer than the average rapper, but I get it done.
Okay.
I get it done because when you have a sync that comes in, an opportunity that comes in, and they give you 3 days, I might knock it out in an hour.
Okay.
Sometimes it might take a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Like, everybody have a different process. Some people start with lyrics, some people start with beats, some people start with a melody.
Right.
But you just but you do it so much, you should be in a good.
Oh yeah, like, I have a process.
Yeah,
I have a process. Mississippi Bounce. I had that beat for Mississippi Bounce 5 years.
Oh wow.
And I was at
dinner.
Hate that? Yeah, I hate that.
I hate that, man. Like, I
had that beat 5 years, and I went out to dinner with a friend, and he was like, "Man, you need a line dance song."
Yeah.
And we went on talking about something else, and it just stuck in my head, line dance song. So I went home, and I actually, people don't know this, and this is the first time I ever said this.
Exclusive?
I actually freestyle.
Okay.
That whole song.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and now it's on cruise ships.
Oh, wow,
it's
man.
in Japan. It's in Germany. Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's a real good feeling. I had a phone call. It was late one night, and my friend was in Columbus, Ohio, and he was like, "Man, they playing your song up in the club, and they doing your their dance." I said, "Why you ain't recording it? You need to be recording it so I can see it." Yeah.
That's so. Oh man, like. I think that's always interesting to hear a person's, if they share it. Because that's a vulnerable, sacred moment.
That's a very
you do all you got a pretty strict
routine
of how you do that. What are you seeing yourself doing like right now as far as like just anything, producing, artistry? What
I really want to start my own publishing company. That's the goal. It's to start my own publishing company and sign artists up under it, because content is very lucrative, and they especially after the Screen Actors Guild, it kind of went in a slump after Screen Actors Guild strike, but now it's starting to come, and I'm getting a lot of opportunities, not just for instrumentals, but with vocals.
Okay.
So that's when I'm always, on social media. I don't know you ever saw it. I try to, send out opportunities. Anybody want to jump on such and such.
But man, in the day, everybody think that's a scam.
No, that's not a scam.
They be like,
that's not a scam.
You ain't gonna get my song.
No, that's not a scam. I mean, now, I welcome people. If they want to steal a beat, you steal it.
Yeah, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I want you to go ahead and steal it. If you're gonna steal it and then make something out of it and it hit, okay, I get it on the back end. I don't mind it.
It's just, like I said, it's so many different opportunities than
it is.
Like, how would you say the industry is, as far as that part, what you're speaking to, is different than when you kind of first got in it?
Social media. It's changed. Social media changed everything. It changed the way we do business. It changed the way how we take in music, how we put out music. It's just social media. Like you said, it's a popularity contest.
It is. I mean, it is, man.
Yeah.
It really is, and that's good and bad. I don't know. That's good and bad.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm gonna jump into this thing, this game that is still a name.
Okay.
We gotta name this game, but I want to ask you a couple phrases or words, and I want you to just kind of give me the first thought that come to mind.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna tailor this to you because you are. I think you're probably one of. Most everybody had in here has been artists, but I would say you're a producer first. Would you say that?
Producer first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now first question. What's your favorite song?
Ooh, my favorite song? I would say As by Stevie Wonder.
Man.
Yeah, by far. Because when you break that song down, it's so much stuff going on in that song.
Yeah. So is that from a recreational? Do you enjoy the song, or you listen to it from like producer?
Yeah,
like,
I listen to it like a producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder. That song proves that Stevie Wonder is a genius.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, by far. I mean,
definitely.
The playing on that song is immaculate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say some Two Live Crew or something.
Nah.
Stevie
is bad. Man.
What's the most popular song, do you think?
Ever? Popular song ever?
I don't even know why I wrote that, but I'm gonna go with that.
Popular song ever. Ooh, that's wide. I would say something Stevie.
From Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably be the same answer.
I'm finna throw something at you. Okay. I saw a debate, and I want to get into it, but I don't want to get into it. Of putting Stevie's catalog up against Billy Joel.
Oh yeah, Stevie Killer.
But see, that was the catalog when they listed those songs out.
Yeah.
Billy Joel got a lot more. I don't think Billy Joel is as, and I hate to say talented, I don't want to say that, but as musically inclined as Stevie.
Right.
Because Stevie do everything.
Right, he do everything.
Literally.
Right.
But when they put those catalog, back when they were doing the verses.
Right.
Billy Joel it wasn't as distant as most people thought. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Nah, I don't know.
I know you're a Stevie guy.
I'm a Stevie guy.
I'm gonna ask this question, but I think I know your answer. Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist? It's actually not Stevie.
Okay, it's not Stevie.
My favorite artist would probably be either Sam Cooke or
come on now.
Or Marvin.
Man, Marvin is the man.
Yeah,
man.
Either Sam Cooke. I mean, they kind of neck and neck to me, but I would probably say that I would probably give the edge to Sam Cooke.
Why? I want to know.
It's just something about it. It's spiritual to me. Sam Cooke is kind of spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more spiritual. I really connect with his voice for some reason.
Okay. I can get that, man. I think Sam Cooke was one-on-one.
Yeah, he was one-on-one.
What I mean, even for me, looking at him and listening to his story, reading his story, he did a lot of things that most would say shouldn't have been done in them times.
Right.
He's one of the first to have own those things. I know
what you're saying.
Yeah, so
I like this game.
Yeah, who you want to collab with? They can be dead or alive.
Oh, Pac.
Pac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely Pac. Marvin.
Okay.
Prince would be too much for me.
You think so?
Yeah, Prince would be too much. And then for what I know about Mike, he's very eclectic, so you would have to do a lot of sound design because he's probably heard everything.
Man.
Probably with Prince too.
Yeah.
But I would probably say Pac and Pac for sure. Yeah, Pac for sure. Because I know whatever I put up, he gonna rap on.
Right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be fire.
So I asked that question. I probably should have worded that. Anybody, you get a phone call. It can be anybody dead or alive, and that person wants you to produce a song for them. Is that the same answer? You have to produce with anybody.
Oh wow. It would have to be somebody that's versatile. That would be very versatile. Because they would have to be able to do some house.
Okay.
So I would love to hear Luther on a house song. Like on a house song, I would love to hear
that sounds like a good remix though, man.
Yeah, Luther or Whitney on a house song. Yeah.
Okay. Man, I heard a story about a producer. He had a chance to talk with Mike. Said, man, most surreal experience he ever had.
Rodney Jerkins.
No. I heard Rodney's story.
Yeah,
but this
Rodney Jerkins was fire.
He said he didn't do it though.
Right.
Because Michael wanted him to block off like 30 days. He didn't have a song. He didn't have nothing.
Right.
But he wanted him. He said, "We're just gonna block out 30 days." And he was like,
"I'm not." I heard that story.
He was like, "I'm not gonna do that." And he said, "Man, because more than likely, if I gotta block this out, I'm probably gonna only see Mike twice.
Right.
He gonna come to the studio maybe twice, do the part.
Right.
And I could be doing so many other things in this time. He just chose not to do it. And now he was like, man, it's probably the dumbest thing I ever did because I could have had a song Michael Jackson. But I just, those guys are different. Prince, the stories you hear about them, so I can get you saying.
Might be Prince would probably be a little bit too much.
Yeah,
because I can't see too many people producing Prince.
Yeah,
I just
he's too headstrong.
He's too headstrong, and whenever you refer to yourself as music, you own one. You a little bit too head. You own one for real.
All right, if you were not doing music now, what would you think you have? What would your course of life have went? Like, just say you never got into music. What you think you probably would be doing?
I love history.
History?
Yeah, I'll probably be a history teacher.
History teacher?
Yeah, I love history. I love everything about history. I sit and watch documentaries all the time. And mostly not because of successes, of the failures.
Yeah,
you learn from their failures.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
I think that's why that stuff is documented.
Right.
I'm definitely, I don't watch the documentaries like that, but I love a history movie. I'm talking about, man, I want to know the backstory. I want to know, I love that. Right. Best advice you've ever been given?
Ooh, I can think of all the bad advice. The best advice I ever been given was...
He said bad advice.
I can think of a lot of bad advice. The best advice is probably stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
Don't try to get out your lane. Do what you feel. Rick Rubin said something that I really agree with. He said, music is successful on creation.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
When you think about it, once you conceive it and you put it out, that's success.
Right. Everything is a bonus.
Everything else is just a bonus.
I feel you that. Craziest story as a producer, artist.
Someone got mad at me. Someone literally got mad at me because I told them the truth.
Yeah, I can see that.
I told them the exact truth. They didn't want to hear it, and they got mad. That was a bad situation after that.
Were you surprised?
Yeah. I was kind of surprised from the person. I thought the person was a little better than that, but I mean, it worked out. It ended up worked out. I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot of money in that situation. So,
I got you.
Yeah, it worked out.
What's your biggest accomplishment to date?
Mississippi Bounce.
Mississippi Bounce.
Yeah. Mississippi Bounce. Easily. And me learning how to mix and master. That was, because I fought it for the longest. But once I got into sync composing, I had to learn it. Yeah, I had to sit down and just figure it out. So
I'm kind of that man. I do not want to. It's not something I want to do.
Yeah, mastering is a lot harder than the mix. I can mix, but mastering, it takes a special skill to master a song. Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? We're gonna close game, but in today's times, those skills have kind of, used to. You had a mixing, you had a recording engineer.
Yeah.
Well, and I take that back. In the old days, I'm talking about old days, that was one service.
Right.
Then 70s, late 70s, 90s, 80s. Then that became a recording engineer, mixing engineer, mastering engineer. Now you see with the emergence of technology, it kind of coming back to
they're coming back
to that same thing. So that's crazy. Future, what you got up in the future? What's next?
Keep making NFTs. I want to try to get into some film scoring. So what I've been doing here lately is just looking at movies with the volume off.
Okay.
And scoring over movies, and eventually, this is a big goal. I would love to buy the rights of the Staple Singers story, and do that because I think that's I really want to do that. I know that's a big dream, but I'm putting it out in the universe. I'm putting it out to the universe. I want to buy it. I love their story.
Right.
I read all of Mavis books that she has, and I love that story of how they came together. Yeah.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
Two more questions, man. I asked you earlier, what's the best advice you've ever been given?
Right.
if somebody's watching this, somebody come to you and they, admire you, they're watching what you're doing, and they want to know anything about you, what advice would you give to that person?
Perfect your craft to the best of your abilities and have a goal. And most definitely have a goal.
I like that.
And have a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the big boys know it. They know it, man. As soon as you push play, they're gonna see how much, just by listening to it, they're gonna see how much work that you can put into it.
That's dope, man. Have a goal, man. I think that's probably, I tell everybody
Gotta have a goal.
Hey, if somebody said, man, what you want to do? Sit down and determine what you want to do. And that don't mean you need to know everything, but you need to have a line so you can make decisions based on that, man. Right. I think that's important. Yeah. Instead of you being, man, I used to do this and I used to do this, and like if you kind of can hone that down a little bit. Not last question. I don't know where we're at, but anyway, man, how we find you? Contact. Where you at? Social media. I know you're on now.
I'm at on Instagram. I'm at DJ Big D the Great. On Instagram, on Facebook, I'm at DJ Biggs. You just look up DJ Biggs, I'm there. And on Twitter, I think it's DJ Biggs also.
You TikTok?
I ain't really doing a whole lot of TikTok, man. TikTok. Yeah, man. I'm scared it's gonna be gone one day.
Oh, man. You know what, man?
Today, gone tomorrow.
I'm not gonna get into that too much, but my whole thought process about it is too much money to be lost for them to completely
take it off.
Yeah. But, and that's one of those things. Well, look, man, I so appreciate you coming through.
Okay.
We kicked out this season 2, second season with a bang.
Yeah.
And so you all, I want to say thank you all again for tuning in. I want you all to share this with somebody. Tell somebody artist-wise, who just needs some encouragement. They need to hear some truth. Yeah. They need to know some real. Point them this way, and we really thank you for that. I want to say again, thank you to DJ Biggs. DJ Biggs. Y'all, we finna do a performance.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Another episode of Playing It By Ear.
Somebody told me I make hot shit. 16 bars, spitting at 16 cars. I'm on that nonsense, Biggie flow. Can't go shell toes, 2 chains, I got 3 of those. My 12-bar count Dracula, lyrics spectacular. Big trucks, no Acuras. Challenge anyone with 2 bars or 2 flips. One come on, I don't give 2 shits. Niggas be starting shit. New shoes on the spaceship, yellow in the cockpit. So give a toast to the host. Third coast represent the New Year, this a small dose. God sway, 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 God sway. Y'all niggas on some whole shit. I'm on some new shit. God sway, God sway, God sway, God sway. All my whips are all black. All my kicks are all black. All my chicks are all black. All my clothes are all black. Wish all my money was all black. Faces on my watches are always black. When the beam hit your chest, see all black. All black, everything. Black car, black shoes. Got my city on my back, so I can't lose. Black card, no limit, no goal. That's finished. Ain't gonna play if I can't win it. So you know you got an L if I'm in it. King City to my roots, blacked out. MOB nigga, that's black talk. Country boy, you can tell by the way I walk. Country boy, you can tell by the way I talk. Been on the game since birth, so I'm well taught. Anything you want, I'm probably already bought. Married to the game, she gave me a black ring. Black house, I'm a black boss from the south. I want all black everything. All black everything. All my whips are all black. All my kicks are all black. All my chicks are all black. All my clothes are all black. Wish all my money was all black. Faces on my watches are always all black. When the beam hit your chest, see all black. All black, all black. Black label, that's all I do. That's all I drink. Only other color I like is green. What the hell you think? The stick is black, the glick is black. Black burn on the biscuits. Haters get their ass kicked. Loyalty will make your ass rich. I make movies, black exploitation, Black Wall Street. That's my motivation. Black jet, black yacht, on vacation. Ladies wanna love me, suckers wanna try me. Haters wanna beat me, but they D can't guard me. Nothing can hold me, no weapon formed against me. So don't even try me or even try to test me. Married to the game, she gave me a black brain. Black house, I'm a black house from the south. I want all black everything. All black everything. All my whips are all black. All my kicks are all black. All my chicks are all black. All my clothes are all black. Which all my money was all black.